Welcome back to Explain the Charts, your go-to channel for in-depth market analysis. Today, August 6th, 2025, we're putting the spotlight on QQQ, the Nasdaq 100 ETF, by first dissecting the latest news and then diving into its chart data. The market is currently navigating a complex landscape, with conflicting signals dominating recent headlines. Just moments ago, we saw reports indicating that Dow, S&P 500, and Nasdaq futures are on the rise, primarily driven by ongoing earnings reports. However, simultaneously, other reports suggest a fall across the board as Wall Street digests a blend of earnings, coupled with renewed discussions around Trump's tariffs. This immediate contradiction highlights the current intraday volatility and the tug-of-war between bullish and bearish forces. Digging a bit deeper, Nasdaq themselves reported robust second quarter 2025 financial results just 16 hours ago, showing a 12% organic increase in net revenue to $1.3 billion. This strong fundamental performance should, theoretically, provide a solid foundation for QQQ. Yet, the market also reacted negatively yesterday to a weaker-than-expected ISM services survey, leading to a finish lower for major indices. There's also renewed optimism about the Federal Reserve delivering long-awaited interest rate cuts, which is generally a tailwind for growth-oriented tech stocks like those in the Nasdaq. Now, let's turn our attention to the charts. Looking at the one-day chart for QQQ, we can clearly identify a significant long-term uptrend, with prices climbing steadily over the past year from the low 400s to the mid-500s. However, this uptrend has not been without its dramatic pullbacks. Notice the sharp correction in April 2025, where QQQ dropped from highs near $470 to lows around $402, a decline of over 14%. This substantial drop was met with equally aggressive buying, signaling strong underlying demand and a quick recovery, likely fueled by the broader market's anticipation of rate cuts and strong tech fundamentals. This level around $400 to $410 established itself as a very strong long-term support zone following that event. More recently, in late July 2025, QQQ hit a peak near $574 before experiencing another significant correction down to the low 550s by August 1st. This recent downturn, visible on the daily chart, likely reflects the market's digestion of earnings misses, like AMD's weaker-than-expected report and concerns over the ISM Services survey data. The closing price for yesterday, August 5th, on the daily chart was $560.27, showing a partial rebound from the lows of the correction. To get a closer look at that recent volatility, let's zoom in on the 15-minute chart, specifically focusing on the sharp drop and subsequent bounce around August 1st. Here, we can see how price plunged rapidly from around $558 to $552 within a couple of hours on August 1st, accompanied by a spike in volume, reflecting intense selling pressure as news broke. However, the chart also shows a swift recovery later that day and into August 4th, pushing prices back up towards the $565 mark. This rapid rebound suggests that buyers were quick to step in at discounted prices, perhaps viewing the dip as an opportunity given Nasdaq's strong Q2 results. The strong volume on both the sell-off and the bounce indicates conviction from both sides, but ultimately, buyers regained control for that short period. The last few candles on this 15-minute chart from August 5th show QQQ attempting to find its footing after another dip, closing near 558.24, slightly below the daily candle's close, indicating some extended hour softness or data aggregation differences. While our 1-hour chart data provides an older snapshot, roughly covering mid-July, it showcases a period of general consolidation following an uptrend. The price during this period primarily moved within a tight range between $556 and $565, indicating a struggle for direction on shorter timeframes before the more recent daily volatility we just observed. This type of tight range trading often precedes larger moves, so it's always important to monitor for breakouts or breakdowns from such consolidation patterns. So, what does all this mean for QQQ? From a bullish perspective, Nasdaq's strong Q2 earnings provide a robust fundamental underpin. The ongoing optimism for Fed rate cuts could act as a significant catalyst, potentially pushing tech valuations higher and driving QQQ to new all-time highs. Key stocks within the Nasdaq, such as Nvidia and Palantir, are showing strong buy sentiment and positive performance, signaling underlying strength in major components. Holding the $550 level on the daily chart would reinforce a bullish outlook, suggesting buyers are defending this recent support. The long-term trend remains upward, and every significant dip so far has been bought up with considerable volume, indicating strong institutional interest. Conversely, reasons to be bearish or cautious include the weaker-than-expected ISM Services survey, which suggests a potential slowdown in economic activity. The reemergence of Trump's tariff discussions could introduce geopolitical uncertainty, negatively impacting globally exposed tech companies. Individual earnings misses, like AMD's, could set a precedent for other Nasdaq constituents, leading to broader market disappointment. If QQQ breaks decisively below the $550 support on sustained higher volume, it would signal a shift in short-term sentiment. The social media sentiment noting something is not right despite new highs earlier also suggests underlying skepticism that could lead to profit-taking. In the short term, we can expect continued volatility around upcoming earnings reports, particularly for major components and any further economic data releases. Long-term, the trajectory will largely depend on the Federal Reserve's actual rate policy decisions and the continued strength of corporate earnings growth, especially in the tech sector. Recapping our key price levels, the immediate support to watch is around $550. A break below this could see QQQ testing the $540 level, which previously acted as resistance and may now offer support. Stronger support is seen around $510 to $515, and critical long-term support from the April crash remains around $400 to $420. On the upside, immediate resistance lies at the recent highs near $574. An unbiased prediction suggests that QQQ is likely to remain highly sensitive to incoming economic data and corporate earnings in the short term, leading to choppy price action. A sustained move above $574, ideally on strong volume, would reinforce a bullish continuation with a high likelihood of new all-time highs. Conversely, a break below $550, particularly if accompanied by heavy selling volume, would increase the likelihood of a deeper pullback towards $540 or even $510. Keep a close eye on volume trends, as they can confirm the strength of price moves. Also, monitor upcoming major earnings reports from tech giants, any new statements from the Federal Reserve, and global trade developments, as these will be crucial catalysts for QQQ's next big move. Thank you for watching Explain the Charts, and make sure to subscribe for more in-depth market analysis.